for defacing the Kensington Park War Memorial overnight. The destruction includes painted messages against the military and the war in the Middle East. The 3 teams were picked up in the early morning hours after evidence was left at the scene.
Grandpa, something wrong?
Some people sure have short memories, and those who are too young to know need to be taught. Come on, I want to show you guys something.
The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
At dawn on the morning of the 6th of June, 1944, 225 Rangers jumped off the British landing craft and ran to the bottom of these cliffs. 225 came here. After 2 days of fighting, only 90 could still bear arms. These are the boys of Puente Hope, champions who helped free a continent. And these are the heroes who helped end a war. You are men who in your, quote, lives fought for life and left the vivid air signed with your honor.
In the name of God and country, I learned to defy gravity.
To honor my family,
I lived in the belly of a beast.
I fixed the hearts of iron monsters.
I became a worm in the mud for dignity,
For honor,
For righteousness' sake.
for God and country.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
for you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
For you.
For you.
For you.
For you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you.
I fought for you, and I'd do it again.
Good afternoon, Mr. McGee. Can you start by introducing yourself and telling us where you served?
Where I'm from?
Yes, sir.
I'm from New Brunswick.
Welcome.
Yeah, I was born in Toledo, Ohio, but when I was 5 years old, we came here because of the Great Depression. And things were booming still in New Jersey. Then all of a sudden, things went bad here too. And I grew up here and went to school. I even went to this school for about 7th grade, and I quit. Yeah, because we didn't see anything good for us, as far as getting a job or doing it. Nothing seemed to be working, That was where we were at that time. When I took a ride out to Chicago to come back. I had a letter that I must come down and join the Army. Well, I forgot all the words, but they drafted me.
Can you share with our students what it means to be drafted?
Huh?
Can you share with our students what it means to be drafted?
To be drafted means you were inducted into the Army or into the Navy or whatever it is.
Are you given a choice or you have to do it?
You have to do it. I didn't want to do it. My parents sat on the porch about hours telling me, because I was a Roma. So they said, you got to go. I didn't know nothing about that. I didn't. And so I said, well, I said, I'm too little, I'm too short. They'll take me, they won't take me. So I did come down, and they took us to Jersey City and examined us and pat you on the back. Say, you're now in the service and you must take the oath. And we took the oath, which I forgot right now. But you had to take the oath. And they asked me, you could go home for 8 days, or we give you transportation to Fort Dix. Well, at the time, as I said, I was trying to be a man. I was drinking a little bit, and I knew if they left me alone, ain't no telling where I might end up. So I went down, and they trained us a little bit at Fort Dix.
I see that you served in World War II. Can you tell us where you traveled to during your service?
From England to France to Belgium, Holland, all the way to Czechoslovakia. And we came back down to the ocean because we were going to Japan to finish the war over there. But when we got when we started through the island, I forgot the name of it, not island. Anyhow, it came on the ship radio, the war with Japan is over, this ship is bound for the United States.
Do you still remember that feeling of hearing you were going home?
Huh?
Do you still remember that feeling of knowing you were finally going home?
Oh, it was a happy feeling. Yeah, it was. And, so when the ship that I was on, they announced that it was bound for the United States. I was a happy guy. Not only me, a whole bunch of us were happy. And when I got to Fort Dix, I got on the Trenton train coming to New Brunswick. And so that made me feel good. I don't know how it made other people feel. And I was glad to get home. And I stayed here. Oh, I made a couple of trips to Chicago, but I came back here always.
New Brunswick is home.
Yeah.
So I see you brought a picture with you. Can you share who is this dapper fellow in the picture?
That picture was taken in South Carolina. I was about 22 or 23 years old.
So this video is going to be shared with our students on Veterans Day.
Is that?
This video is going to be shared with our students on Veterans Day.
That's good.
Would you like to share a message for them about the importance of Veterans Day or why we celebrate Veterans Day?
Well, I think Veterans Day lets us know that we always got to be ready. We have to be well trained and knowledgeable about what's going on around the world. That's mostly what I thought of.
Thank you very much for your time and for honoring us with your presence, right? Thank you very much for honoring us with your presence, as you are a piece of history, and we appreciate you making your way to us and coming back home to Roosevelt.
Thank you.
A hero comes in many forms, I learned along the way. Sometimes just showing that you care can make somebody say, there's a heroes all around us.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, for allowing us to get into a little bit about you and your service. Can you begin by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit about your experience?
Yes, my name is Jesus, last name Rodriguez Jr. I was born and raised in Perth Amboy, New Jersey. In 1980, I decided to graduate high school. After a rocky education, I finally made it through high school. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with myself, with my life or anything, so I was just hanging around doing nothing. And one day I was downtown Perth Amboy, and I was just walking, and I ran into a recruiter at a diner. And he says to me, come here, son, I want to buy you breakfast. So I said, okay. He took me into Mr. B's on Smith Street. It's no longer there anymore, but he bought me breakfast. He started talking to me about the military. And I wasn't sure if I'm going to do this or not, but about 2 weeks later, he picks me up and I take a test. Took a test. A month later, I was on my merry way to Fort Jackson, South Carolina. That's where I got my uniforms, my shots, everything I needed. From there, they put us on a Greyhound bus, and they shipped us over to Fort Benning, Georgia. That's where I did my basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia, as an infantryman. I got a medal here. I'm a marksman in M16. I'm an expert in grenade and M203 grenade launcher. That's my weapon of choice. I did 3 years in the Army. Was ready to go home. Recruiter, he conned me into doing 3 more years, so I did 3 more years. I got discharged in 1988. I was ready for war, but I didn't go to war because I got discharged honorably for doing my 6 years. I'm proud to be a veteran. I'm proud to serve my country, and if I can do it again, I would. God bless America. To all the young men and women out there right now in school, get an education, go to college, get a degree, bachelor's, whatever makes you succeed in this world that we live in right now.
A hero comes in many forms, I learned along the way. Sometimes just showing that you care can make somebody